Hey everyone, I'm Lynnette with PUR, and welcome to our Q&A. I want to thank everybody for joining us this evening or this day, this morning. I hope everyone's having a great day, and thank you again for your company. Today, I'm just going to answer some questions that we've had pop in, but then also if you have questions, please use the chat box and or make a comment, and I'll be able to answer those questions, hopefully live as well. So hopefully you guys are all having a good afternoon. What's happening in the world of PUR? Oh gosh, this is a really great time for PUR. We're heading into our holiday, as you guys know, and we're kind of launching our holiday collections right now. So things have been quite busy at PUR. With that happening. So we've got some exciting things that we'll be sharing with you guys on our next visit, which will focus more so on our holiday. So that's what's happening with PUR at the moment, is that we're all kind of like Santa's little elves getting ready for the holiday. So I hope you guys are doing well. Another question, what can you tell us about today's special offer? Well, today's special offer has been one in the making, because we always get asked at PUR about when we're going to bring back our 4-in-1 tinted moisturizer. So this is why this event in October is always so special, because we did bring back our tinted moisturizer, and also our award-winning rose gold primer, which you guys all voted for this for Best Prep and Prime in the Beauty Awards. So thank you guys so much. So if you haven't used it today, this is a great opportunity to learn a little bit more. I want to say hi to Gail. Hi, Gail. You're wanting to order the TSO today. What color for me? Well, great question, Gail. If you want to, you can just pop into the comments. If you fall into the category of light, medium, tan, dark, or deep, just let me know what foundation you typically do. Okay, so great. You use the blush medium or linen in 4-in-1, also MP3 and selfie foundation. And lastly, what concealer? Oh, easy. This is so easy. So Gail, I would choose the Buff in the tinted moisturizer. So Buff in the tinted moisturizer, Gail. And then also I would choose Buff in the 4-in-1 sculpting concealer. So if you use the linen, and we're kind of going in the middle there for you. So that way, either way, if you typically wear the blush medium or the golden medium, the Buff in the 4-in-1 sculpting concealer, and then the Buff in your tinted moisturizer will be able to sort you out. So the TSO would be Buff, and then the 4-in-1 sculpting concealer is going to be Buff. So if you have questions like Gail did about which shade of foundation or concealer, please pop them into the chat and I'll be able to answer those for you. Hi, Daniela. Thank you so much for joining us. Sophie, hi. What is the best way to help reduce the look of hollowness under the eyes? Is there a particular way to place concealer? So that hollowness is what kind of creates a shadow that we're trying to brighten. So if you guys caught the first show today, I was talking about how if you're using like the tinted moisturizer, you definitely want to take that tinted moisturizer using the brush and use it all the way up underneath that eye area, blending it down. Then you're just going to want to take your concealer in your shade, and then you're just going to dot over where that hollowness is, which is typically towards the inner corner of the eye. So you can like dot or do a little swipe there. And then you want to also do a swipe out here. A lot of times I'll also do one right in the inner corner of the eye as well. Then you can take your brush. You could take a sponge. You could take a smaller brush if you had that as well. So you just want something that you can literally get into the inner corner of the eye and kind of dab and tap that into place. And then that's going to help brighten any of the hollow area that you have. Now notice I don't take it where I don't need it. So I'm not pulling the concealer all the way down because I don't technically need concealer here. I just need it in those areas where I have it, and then I'll blend it towards the center of the eye. And then I'll take this and kind of dab it or blot it, if you will. and blend it into the skin this way too. But I don't put concealer where I don't need it. So if I don't typically need it under here, right here, then I don't apply it there. I just blend my concealer to that central location and then really concentrate it just in the areas that I absolutely need the brightness. So hopefully that answers your questions. Sophia, I think that was your question. So hopefully that is for you. Hey, Libby, good to see you too. Always love hanging out with my Pure Beauties. Hey, Amanda, good to see you. I love hanging out with my Pure Beauties because you guys always ask the really great questions. And then also too, I just love talking about Pure's products. So if you guys notice in our TSO, we do have this amazing cosmetic bag. This is a sustainable canvas bag. There's a lot of space in here. So if you did get the TSO, which is your tinted moisturizer, it fits in there. The brush fits in there. The rose gold primer fits in there. And then you've got 3 lipsticks as well that can fit in there. And then look at all this space that you still have. You've got loads of space that you could put in here too. So this bag, I'm absolutely loving in this bag. I've just switched out my my personal bag actually for this bag. So this is how I'm keeping all of my Pure products as well. So what I do is I put a small, and you guys may recognize this bag, this brush bag. I put my brush bag in here as well. So I've got my 4-in-1 in here, obviously. My 4-in-1 pressed mineral powder. I've got my tinted moisturizer, which we've just shown, and then my blush in here. I've also got my bronzer in here as well, my Mineral Glow bronzer. So you guys would have to pick that up. You guys know I love this product. It's always looking like this because I use it every single day. I've got my tone up in here, my mascara in here as well. And then I've got a new product in here, which I can't show you yet. I'll be able to show you in the next visit for sure. But that's in here as well. So all of this literally fits right in this makeup bag. So everything that I showed you plus some fits in this makeup bag. So it's a really great bag just to chuck into your purse or your work bag or take with you on a trip. So lots of great things there. Okay, so, oh gosh, I just packed up everything that I was just talking about. So let me open back up my makeup bag and get that out. Can you please share some tips on how to do a lovely daytime eye look with brown warm tones? That's a great question. And of course I can assist with that for sure. So let's play with our Nabella eyeshadow palette to talk about some of those nice little brown earthy tones. Because I did already prep my eye from the last hour with Shanti here. So what you want to do, especially if you're using some brown earthy tones, is that you're going to want to mix and match your tones. You're going to want to have a shimmer, you're going to want to have a matte, and you're going to want to have just, you know, a transition color or a fun color. So what I've done is I'll just go ahead and play with what I have, which is the Shanti on my eyes. And so now we're going to play with some warm earthy tones. So this gold color is still an earthy tone. So now I'm going to take a little bit of chai, and you can take it with any of the brushes that you currently have with Pure. I'm trying to look at my brush collection here. I'm going to use this flat eyeshadow brush here. You guys may have recognized this from one of our 5-piece brush sets as well. And I'm just going to go into chai, and we're going to place this. So what I'm going to do is sort of, I don't know, today I'm going to play. Let me blend out my concealer. I forgot to do that right there. So let me blend that. I am going to take this chai and I'm going to place it on the inner corner of my eye here. And then I'm also going to place it towards the outer corner of the eye. So this chai is kind of like a nice warm earthy tone. So I'm just going to place it right there, a little bit of bangle with that as well, and just start to warm it up. So just remember with eyeshadow, it's easier to add to than to take away. And anytime you watch makeup tutorials online, whether you're watching makeup artists or someone just doing their makeup, notice at and in the eye makeup area that they actually start to take their time here. So they're not rushing right here. They're just literally taking their time, blending it, building the color or the concentration of the color as they go. So don't, your first time, consider this like a rehearsal. If you're playing with new eyeshadows and things like that, consider it a rehearsal and take your time and build it up until you get the color or the shades that you want. And then the next day that you do the eye look, you're actually going to be able to go a lot faster because you've had that practice time. So now what I'm doing is just taking that color, going into that crease area, but keeping it really tight. So I'm really keeping it tight and following the shape of my eye. So I'm not going above, I'm not going below. I'm keeping this center part in that gold color called Shanti. And then I'm taking that bangle, a little bit of chai, and I'm just warming it up on the outside. So what that's going to do is give you that dimension for the eyes. So it keeps it dark on the inner corner and outer corner, but keeps that light in the center of the eye. Now I'm going to take a little bit of Asha. So I'm going to take a little bit of a cooler color. Asha has a little bit of pink to it. Mix it in with a little bit of that chai. And then we're going to sweep it underneath the eye. So this will work for brown eyes, blue eyes, green eyes. So you saw today that we had Tina who had the blue eyes. I have brown eyes, and then Amanda actually has those green eyes. And this will really make any eye color pop. And then it also helps make the whites of the eye really white as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is trying to, do I want this brush? No, let's see. I'm going to take a little brush, just this brush right here. And now I'm just going to take, you can use your concealer, you can use your 4-in-1 powder. It's totally up to you, whatever you want to use. And I'm just going to make sure that I don't have any foliage. I don't see foliage, but I just want to make sure that my eyes may deceive me. So I'm just going to go in and just clean up. So you could use your concealer here, or you could use like your 4-in-1 pressed powder there. Next, I'm just going to, and this is totally optional, but I am going to use my Heartless eyeliner. You could use Down to Earth if you wanted to. You could skip this step if you wanted to as well. And I'm just going to take this and go on the inner corner, on the inner rim of my eye, and just give my eye a little bit more definition to my eye. And I actually forgot, but I need to put on my, I took off my tinted moisturizer. So we're going to pop that back on because I thought that's what the application that we would be doing today. So we're going to take a little bit of our rose gold primer. Remember to shake this up, guys. This does need to be shaken up. What you're doing is mixing in that beautiful formula with the green tea, ginseng, vitamin B. I'm going to take the liquid chisel brush with this, and I'm just going to add a dot or two onto the liquid chisel brush. And this will help you to use less of this product. So this way you're not going through it so fast. I'm going to use my mirror real quick so I can see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to use it in my strategic areas. So this is where I want to have a little bit more of the dewiness, a little bit more of that brightness to the skin. So you can use it full face if you want to. And sometimes that's actually faster. But then for myself, sometimes I'll just use it in my T-zone area because that's where I want my dewiness. So I'm just going to use it like this. And you can already see it highlighting. Look at that on the nose, on the cheek area. And in the T-zone area is basically where we hold a lot of the discoloration. We hold a lot of texture issues there. That's where our pores are as well. So this primer helps to minimize the pores. So once you've got your primer on, and again, you could go full face if you want to, if it's faster for you, then you're going to take your tinted moisturizer in your shade. So I'm using Warm Sand, and I'm just going to put little dots on here. So just 2 dots there. And I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to dot, 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 dot. And then I'm just going to blend it together. Now, I did actually give a tip the other day, not on Facebook, but I was telling a customer who was trying to tell me that, like, you know, she sometimes overuses this product. What can she do to not overuse this product? And one of the things that you could do is just take your, I'm going to take a setting spray. So for me, it's going to be Litmus setting spray. Make sure to shake it up. Then I'm just going to wet my brush. So I just spray it right onto my brush. This makes the brush a little bit more wet. And then when you're applying your tinted moisturizer, it shears out the color just a little bit. So that way, if you do tend to get a little heavy-handed with this, it actually helps you to control that. So it shears it out just a little bit. So I'm just gonna go underneath the nose there, blend it out. And then if you have anything that you need to cover up on the cheeks, instead of like buffing, but you need more coverage, you're just going to stipple. So you stipple or dab it onto the skin. And this gives you a little bit more coverage there. Or you could go in with your concealer after you've applied your tinted moisturizer, and where you just need that little extra coverage, because let's say you've got redness or you've got a little bit of hyperpigmentation, you just use it in that area, take that brush and dab it just like that. And do you see, like, it literally blends right into that tinted moisturizer. You don't even see it. And that's how you can get that flawless look that you saw Tina get on the morning show if you joined us. Let's see. Leanne says, as the colors are very pigmented, it appears too dark. What am I doing wrong? Any help would be great in the colors being used for the eyes. Yeah, so let's see. The blush book is quite pigmented. So for today's giggles, I'm going to take my 4-in-1 powder, because you guys know I love this foundation. I'm going to dot into this, and then I'm just going to stipple onto my skin just like this. So I don't want to take down too much shine, but I am going to just dot this so that I can answer the question about the blush book. So the blushes, let me grab my blush book, one sec. The blushes are very, very pigmented. A couple of things you can do there. Okay, so you can take, let's say I'm going to take Honest. So I'm going to take it right out of my blush book. You don't have to take it out of your blush book, but I can't hold the blush book and do what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take my my gorgeous translucent loose powder. What's great about this is that this can help you with oil control. So I'm just shaking a little bit into my cap here. I'm going to lock it back. Don't forget to lock it back. So if you feel like you're getting too much pigment and you're just wanting to lessen that, apply your blush. So I'm just going to take this and apply my blush. And then what I do is I will then take a dot of translucent loose powder. You could also dot it back in if you want, whatever's up to you. And then you apply it right to the cheeks. And what that does is it just takes that color down ever so slightly. So you could apply first, and let's say then you're like, oh, that's a lot of blush. You know, because it is very pigmented. I use the same amount, right? So now I take my translucent loose powder, and then I just go back over that. And do you see how it begins to take that color down? So that's one way that you can do it until you get the desired blush shade that you want, or the tone that you want. So translucent loose powders are very helpful in that regard. To help with setting the makeup. It also helps with oil control, and it helps if you get too much color that you can just, you know, take it down just a notch right there. So yeah. So to even this out, I'm just going to add a little bit more color on this side so that I'm a bit more balanced. There we go. So that way going into this next hour, that'll be fine. Now to use it on the eyes, just take your brush and just sweep it ever so lightly onto the eyes, just like this. So this eye look that we did with the Nabella palette, you can blend it down just like that. So when will I be back on air? Well, on air, let's see. Oh my gosh, I don't even know what month it is. It's October. Oh, we're going to be on air in December, guys. And you never know where I'm going to pop up. So stay tuned on that. Also, just to make mention, there is a giveaway happening for today's live. So make sure to get your comments and questions into the chat right now. We are giving away one PUR Beauty Cosmetic Beauty Pack valued at over $200. So if you love your PUR, and who doesn't, you can never have too much. Make sure to comment, make sure to ask questions below. If you do not, if I did not answer your question, don't worry, I'll go back and look, and maybe I'll take it on air, or I'll answer it in the comment section as well. Okay, guys, it is time for me to go back to work. Can you believe it? So thank you guys so much for joining us for this live today. I hope you guys learned some tips and tricks, and I look forward to seeing you guys very soon. Be sure to join us for our upcoming show, which is in about 40 minutes. All right, guys, see you guys soon.